It's the Best Damn Sports Show podcast with your hosts, Jason Cahill and Bernie Kim.
Welcome to the Best Damn Sports Show podcast. I'm Jason Cahill.
And I'm back. I'm Bernie.
Back, buddy.
We're back.
Good to have you. We had
Thank
Zeus filling in for you last week, but it's very nice to have you sitting by my right side.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's good to be back.
Where were you?
I was in your hometown, Long Island, New York, for a wedding.
Strong Island.
It's beautiful.
Well, we're glad to have you back. And, Bernie, you're back just in time. We have a very good show today. Do you know who our guest is?
You should tell me.
Baron Davis is going to be calling in just a little bit.
Exciting.
Yeah, pretty good one, right?
Yeah, he's coming back to L.A., where it all started.
Well, not only that, but do you know the news with Baron? Do you know exactly what he's coming on the podcast to promote today?
Tell me.
Apparently, and I actually thought this was kind of like a joke story when I saw it at first, but he's the spokesperson now for Jenny Craig.
Why would he possibly need Jenny Craig?
I don't know. You would think like professional athlete, a current professional athlete, really wouldn't need to lose a lot of weight, but I guess he does. I mean, you don't really think, Valerie Bertinelli, Kirstie Alley, Queen Latifah, Baron Davis.
He's not even like an overweight player. I don't understand why he would need Jenny Craig.
I don't know.
Is she just a nice person? He likes to hang around her?
Is she an actual person?
I don't know. I assume.
I just thought it was the name of the company. I didn't know there was an actual Jenny Craig.
I wonder. We'll ask him. We'll ask him.
We'll ask him that and a lot of other things. And then, Bernie, you know who our guest next week is?
Who's that?
We have Big Show.
Get out of here. Big Show, huh?
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
I like that guy.
Yeah, so now at first, I thought Big Show was going to be actually coming in studio, which would almost be a first for the podcast. Usually we have our guests on the phone.
Yeah.
I heard he was going to come and sit in studio, but no, he will actually be joining us on the phone. But still, Big Show.
That's all right. I'm excited about that.
Pretty
He's
cool,
great.
right?
He's a good wrestler.
So if you have questions for Big Show, our email address, bestdampodcast@yahoo.com.
Fill that inbox.
Who would not want to ask a question of Big Show?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so I imagine we'll get plenty of those, and he's going to be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Big
gonna be a
hands.
good one.
Big hands.
So, Bernie, a good week on Best Damn as usual. We had some pretty cool guests. I have a quick story before we get to the guests, though. We have different guest hosts every week. One of the guest hosts this week, I'm not going to say his name right now, was walking down the hall, and he had a drink in his hand, and it looked like carrot juice. And he says to me, "Oh, you want a taste of this?" I said, "Why would I want to taste of that? It doesn't look very good." It was like all orange and
thick and
and it just did not look very appetizing. And he goes, "I promise you." He goes, "You take one sip of this, you will not need Viagra."
what?
What? And he said it just like that. I said, "All right." Well, I said, "What's in it?" He said, "It's carrots, it's celery, it's beets, a little hint of garlic. And they mix it up nice and fresh." He goes, I'm telling you, I promise you, take one sip." I took one sip, and it tasted pretty good.
And what about the other claim?
Unknown. Well, I had one sip. I would imagine that one sip really wouldn't have that much of an effect, but I now recommend a concoction of carrot juice, celery,
Is it homemade?
Beets. Homemade.
Where
Yeah,
do
I
you
mean,
get
they made
this?
it fresh here for him in the Fox commissary.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they had those.
I didn't either. He was drinking it out of like a clear Starbucks cup, and I said, "What are you drinking?" I didn't know Starbucks served anything like that, and he said, No, they made it for me in the commissary, and yeah, it tasted good.
I don't know. What?
It's a
better
disgusting-
than It works better than Viagra?
That's what he said.
Yeesh.
So TBD on that one, but it was a good drink.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I've drank from John Daly's flask, as have you, and our guest host Viagra concoction.
Did he make it stiff?
Yes.
Sorry.
Wow.
Yes, that was corny. That's what I do.
Quite the pun there, Bernie.
Yes.
Hey, so guest-wise this week we had Craig Robinson from The Office. That was your segment.
Daryl from
How
The
was
Office.
he seemed pretty funny.
He's great because I like him because he's funny not only on TV and in his movies, but he hangs around the same places that I do in Los Angeles.
Which are what?
There's a dive karaoke bar in West LA that he goes to like 4 or 5 times a week.
Really?
And I like that he's just one of the people.
Have you?
Just see him there.
Wait. Have you been there when he's been there?
I've never been there when he's been there, but I've been there several times. It's a good time. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you ask him what his karaoke go-to
Yeah,
song is?
his karaoke go-to is called "Beautiful People" by Prince.
How's that go?
I have no idea.
What's your karaoke go-to song?
The song called "I Believe in a Thing Called Love" by The Darkness.
Oh, I like that.
That's my favorite song.
Oh yeah, you can do the falsetto.
Yeah,
on that one.
and you do some kicks like a rock. Kicks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it gets the crowd going.
Wow,
Sure.
nice.
Yeah.
Good
What
for
about you? You got one, right?
I like doing Neil Diamond's "America."
Oh yes. Yeah. I've seen that. Yes.
That's a good one. Then a buddy of mine, we do George Michael's "Freedom 90."
Oh, that's a great song.
Yeah, it really gets the crowd going.
No, you said Freedom 90. I
Yeah.
said Freedom 90 to someone, and they said no, it's just Freedom.
No, they're wrong. That someone is wrong. It's Freedom 90. There's two different Freedom songs. Wham sang Freedom. It's a big difference. Wham sang Freedom back in like the Wake Me Up Before You Go days, and then George Michael came out with a song called Freedom 90,
which is
and that was the
great
music video
song.
that had all the models in
yeah.
it, like Linda Evangelista, and all the models were in that video, and that's a great song.
I love that song.
That's better than the original Wham Freedom song.
I hope so.
Let's try and get Andrew Ridgely on the podcast. Can we do that?
The forgotten Wham guy.
Or George Michael. We'll take him too.
I'll take George Michael. Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Any members of Wham currently listening to the podcast, if you'd like to come on, it's bestdampodcast@yahoo.com. So you want to get to our guest?
Let's get to the
guest. I just
guest.
can't wait to. I'm so intrigued about this Jenny Craig stuff. So let's bring him on the podcast. Baron Davis. Baron, how are you? Welcome to the Best Damn Sports Show podcast.
Thanks, buddy. What's happening?
Hey, so let's get right to it. You are the new Jenny Craig spokesperson. Hey, so when and why did you get together with Jenny Craig? How'd this happen?
It happened a couple months ago, and I was just trying to find a way to, get in better shape, but also just like get education. A lot of people around me, older guys, people that I looked up to are, having health issues, and I didn't want to go through that, and I wanted to get education.
It seems like kind of an odd pairing because you're in pretty good shape for an NBA guy. But do your friends, did they give you a little crap? Did they give you a little grief about being a Jenny Craig guy?
Oh, yeah, in the beginning they did, but when they saw how, committed and how on point I was, and, once people start seeing results, and the fact that, you come to the gym and you just energize each and every day, and they wonder, like, that stuff really works? I'm like, yeah, fool, I told you.
Hey, is Jenny Craig an actual person?
Yeah.
What's she like? No, she never shows her face.
She doesn't have to. She's a spirit.
Hey, Baron, how much weight have you lost so far?
Enough. 19 pounds.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, wait, are you nervous that you're going to put the weight back on, kind of like Kirstie Alley did?
No, not at all. The good thing about it is, it's leading up into the season, so, just with the program, it's all about maintaining throughout the season. And, just having that consultant there, it really helps, because every week, twice a week you check in, you got to really stay up on your P's and Q's, but you got somebody there that's, when you're out on the road and you want to go to a restaurant, you can call and say, well, we're going here, and, you got options. You got a lot better options, and they do a lot of the work for you.
Hey, so do you think you'll ever be on the court and maybe ask Shaq, have you called Jenny yet?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to hand him one of them Jenny Direct cards if I need to.
Hey, so you're good buddies, obviously, with Alba and Cash Warren. You hang out with those guys a lot. Have you cooked them a Jenny Craig meal yet?
Nah.
Hey, so let's talk basketball for a bit. How have you been enjoying the WNBA playoffs?
That's been great. The Sparks have been playing wonderful. Big win. They had a big win last night. We just pull it for them, pull it for the LA team.
Yeah, speaking of LA basketball, you're coming home, man. You've been, you've played in, 4 or 3 different cities now, and now you're coming to LA. Just talk about, like, the feeling of coming home, playing in your hometown.
It's where your dream started, So for me, it's coming full circle to where I had an opportunity to realize that basketball was going to be a huge part of my life, and to make it, coming from LA and to make it from LA and now to come back, in the prime of my career is going to be great.
Hey, Baron, I got a quick question for you. So Bill Simmons on ESPN.com, he suggested instituting playground rules for the NBA All-Star Game. So he said basically what would happen is the commissioner would pick 2 captains, and then the captains would choose sides for the All-Star Game. What do you think about that?
That sounds dope. Bill Simmons is great. I love Bill Simmons. That's my buddy.
He's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, he's awesome.
All right, so Clippers question, real quick. What's your outlook for the season? How you guys going to do?
We're going to do as best as we can, man. I think, one thing that we're going to be faced with is the for having so many new guys is trying to build that camaraderie and getting to know each other. But it's a challenge, and it's something that we're all looking forward to.
All right. Well, hey, Barron, thanks for joining us on the Best Damn Podcast. Good luck with Jenny Craig.
Appreciate it.
You got it.
See you,
Take
Barron.
care. Well, there you go. There's
Barron.
Barron Davis, Jenny Craig spokesperson.
He likes talking about that Jenny Craig plan.
And not much else.
Doesn't like talking about his friends.
Here's what we learned. Loves the Jenny Craig plan.
Mm-hmm.
Not so thrilled with questions involving Jessica Alba or Cash Warren.
They're just friends.
He's watching the WNBA playoffs, which
Yes.
shocked me. I was kind of asking that question as a joke and didn't really expect him to answer it like that. He does like Bill Simmons. And my favorite part was when you asked if Jenny Craig was a real person.
I didn't get my answer. He
That
kind of
just
said
came out
yes.
of nowhere.
He said yes, she's a real person.
He did. He
And
said he
then
met her,
said he's
actually. Right? He said he met her.
I guess so, yeah. I wanted to know more about the person
That was
before
hilarious.
I started her plan.
That came out of nowhere, and it really was great. Thank you for that, Bernie.
Of course, that's what I do. That's what I do.
So thanks, I think, Barron, for
Thank
joining
you,
us
Barron, of
on the
course.
podcast.
NBA All-Star.
Yeah, and next week we got a great guest. We have Big Show.
Can't
Yeah.
wait for the big show.
So again, it's bestdampodcast@yahoo.com. If you want to send us an email, you have a question for Big Show, we'll certainly ask him next week. Until then, I'm Jason Cahill,
And I'm Bernie.
and we'll see you next time.